Hello, everyone. Today I want to show you how to run a system like ChatGPT, but locally in your uh, home server or in a VM, depending on which options you have. What I'm going to be using for this is a system called LocalAI, which allows you to do image generation, text generation, and other things. I know too little about it to explain it properly, but basically, you can choose the AI models that you would like to run, and you interact with different backends, and then you get the kind of response that you're looking. I have two goals running this, but I want to do it kind of in a zero-touch provisioning way so that the final system is as soon as I have the ISO, I just put it on a system and it's working. I don't have to do any configuration. I don't have to be running a configuration management system against it, nothing. For that, I'm going to be using Kairos. Kairos transforms your Linux systems into immutable system. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to be doing. Um, I'm going to start with this repository, which is my home lab. As you can see, this is the latest release that I created, version 2.0, less than an hour ago. And I have this OS called NOS, or NOS, or I don't know. Um, and it will produce an ISO that does exactly this, and I'll explain how I configured it and all of that. But right now, to get started, all you need to know is that you can go to this repository and download NAS v02.0, and you would get exactly the same system that I am putting together today. All right, so let's do that. First of all, I'm gonna need to go to my server where I run VMs, and I'm going to create a virtual machine. I'm gonna call it NOS, local install media, workspace. I already pre-downloaded one because, as you can see, it's 1.32 gigs, so I'm not gonna be doing that. Kairos build everyone v02. I'm gonna copy this because I'm gonna need it. And oh, sorry about that. Now it's local install media. This one here. Ubuntu 24.4. 40 gigabytes. I'm going to do, I think, so ideally I'm going to run this on a physical machine. This one you see here, um, one of those mini PCs. And I'm going to try to put the same specs on the VM that the physical machine would have. But of course, in the video, I just have the VM for now. Then I think it's 8 core, I don't remember. Apply. And it lost the CD-ROM, so I'm gonna put that again. Add, okay. And we're ready to install the system. So that means if I would have a USB, I would just basically put it in one of these slots here, and I would connect the machine and boot it. So now that it's booting, you can see that it says Kairos. Kairos is the live CD. This is the Kairos live CD. And I didn't touch anything. It's just starting on its own. It's how you would leave a system to start, for example, on an edge location where you just spin it up and it starts working. There's one caveat, I will already mention it, that we have to restart K0s, unfortunately. I haven't figured out the problem, but you will get to see it. But here you can see that Kairos is already doing the installation process in the VM. So why does it do that? Well, basically because we have a configuration. Kairos uses a cloud init configuration. We call it cloud config. where you will say, for example, the host name that you want the machine to have. As you can see, it's already restarted. It says no OS or NOS. That's this configuration part that I added here, and I told it to, for the installation, I wanted to auto install, yes, and to reboot automatically, to choose any device to do the installation. It will also add these bundles, what we call community bundles, to do um, to install K9s and the Kairos operator. Kairos operator is a way to do upgrades through Kubernetes. So that means your system, your metal, your physical machine is going to be upgraded through Kubernetes, which I think is pretty cool. I will add some users. It will add some users automatically. In this case, Mauro, which is an admin, and it has my uh, GitHub authentication keys. Let's see if that is true. SSH add, and it had an IP here. Yes, as you can see, I'm already able to log in, and I'm already able to run K9s. But as I was saying, K0 status, let's just quickly here I install K0s and I enable workers, but for some reason I have to systemctl restart K0s controller. I have to do the restart of the K0s controller, otherwise the workers are not, the enable workers is not particularly working. I don't know why. So now I can do K0 status. What else is here? I enable Abahi daemon so that I can do this other thing here. Actually, let's exit. And instead of SSHing with the IP, we're going to be SSHing with nos.local. And I, of course, had already a nos.local, so I'm going to have to delete that. Nos.local, yes. Okay, so fantastic. So now K0 status, you can see that workloads are true now, which means I can do K9s, namespace, O, and you can already see that the system is coming up. Fantastic. What else is it going to install? Important here, two things. First of all, the local path provisioner. This is where I'm going to install all the models. You can see it here, and it was taken directly from the source from Rancher. And the other thing that it's going to install is LocalAI, and you can see that it's just taken from the LocalAI examples repository. And one addition, I have to say storage class name local path so that this storage gets initiated when the LocalAI pod comes to life. All right, but that's basically it. All of it will be available on the link. The whole thing is public here in my home lab. Okay, LocalAI. I want to say the services. I can see that it is running on port 32002. So I can say again, nos.local. Now I cannot do this. This is a different machine. Sorry about that. So I'm going to have to use the IP this time. 32002 was it? Yes. Okay, and I, first of all, when I come to LocalAI, it requires that I install model, but on its own, the system is already there, right? Like if you would put it in an edge location and people had access to your IP, then you would already be serving your customer, so to speak. Um, but yeah, for the sake of the example, let's install one model, 0.6 billion, because I assume that's the smallest. I don't know enough about how these models will work on the system that I am installing it. I am hoping this is good enough. I tried it and it's decent response times. Obviously, not like ChatGPT speeds, but in my opinion, good enough. And then I'm gonna tell it something very simple: generate an array with the first 10 prime numbers, make it JSON. And I don't know what it does in the backend, if it needs to warm up or not, but you can see that it is relatively fast to tell me that it is already thinking. And I can also do this from the API directly. You see the response is already there. I can do this from the API. So let's paste that IP here, and now we can paste this whole thing, and we run it through the API. Resource not found. I think, could it be because of this? Yes. All right. So it will do it. It's just, I just wanted to show that that is possible, and that's it. So okay, goal pretty much accomplished, except for that minor detail about having to restart K0s controller. But we have local AI running, and it was pretty much zero touch provisioning. Now you can stop watching here, or you can go and head to the sources, or I can explain a little bit further how we went from this image here, how we arrived into having an ISO that ended up in a system that is already running. As I was saying, you need a configuration, and this configuration needs to be put together with the system. We do that with something we call the Kairos factory. And you can see here the Kairos factory has a GitHub action that you can reuse. It's a reusable workflow, as you can see it here. All you need to do is give it certain information of what kind of system you want to generate. We start by what we call a base image. Here I could have put Ubuntu 2404, and it would be based on the upstream Ubuntu, but instead I tell it to start from this image, which in my case it's just this setup that installs these two packages so that I can have the MDNS service running, so that I can also access it through nos.local. In your case, you can have a lot more complex system here. If you had specialized hardware, you would be installing firmware here or whatnot, whatever you already are doing with your Docker files. Then in this rest part of the section, you're gonna give some information about where you're going to install the system. Basically, model stands for like if you're using a certain special board like Raspberry Pi or an NVIDIA, we say generic when we don't. The architecture, if it's going to be AMD 64 or ARM 64, even though I'm on a Mac, the server running the virtual machines is AMD. It's Linux AMD. The version from the system is going to be automatically generated based on the tag that you see here. This is why this part here says 0. This artifact here says 0.0. It will generate an ISO, as you can see here. Other information, where is it going to upload the OCI image? That because everything in Kairos starts from OCIs and creates OCIs. So you can see here that this is the resulting Kairos image. So we went from this base, which is this one, into this Kairosified version of this, we could say. With the additional information that the ISO is not only based on this, but on top of that, it has this cloud configuration. I hope that is not too much information at once. I also tell it to install Kairos distribution of Kubernetes in this version and some other details that you can read more about in the reusable Kairos factory action. And that is pretty much it. Whenever this runs, it ends up producing these artifacts that I can use. And that's pretty much it. That's how you can have self-hosted AI with zero-touch provisioning. Let's see. Can you tell me what is local AI and what is Kairos? And could I use them to build a self-hosted AI system that is zero touch provisioning? Let's see what it says. I have no clue what it's going to respond. This is the first time I'm trying that. Okay, the user is asking. You see that it's already trying to figure it out. Kairos is a platform used for AI machine learning. So definitely I didn't pick the best model, I guess. So who knows what kind of answer it's going to give me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something today and that it is useful so that you can build other kinds of systems, whether it is to run local AI or anything else. Oh, it's finished. Our terms are referred to as system and platforms, local AI and AI system that runs on local server, Kairos machine learning. Okay, it's definitely not correct, but you see, if you run a better model, it would probably give you a better output. I hope you enjoy it. Have a nice day.